Oh no, they're dead. What?
Hello. We bid you welcome.
Oh, I love it. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our haunted reality. I've got a small but big announcement before we kick the show off. Tonight is going to be the last podcast that I will be hosting as part of the Minnesota Association of Paranormal Study. I had some personal things come up, and it's smarter for me to walk away from the team for a while and reevaluate my own personal life, and rather than put the rest of the team in danger or trouble and risk an investigation. So I want to thank everybody that's followed me along and been on this amazing journey with me. I've had a blast. I didn't see it coming personally right off the bat. So tonight will be the last episode that I will be a part of. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. We got a great show lined up for you. We got the fantastic ladies from 3C Paranormal joining us again. We got our phenomenal co-host Grady from Great Duck Paranormal as well. I want to welcome you guys all to the show, and thanks for joining me tonight.
Thanks for having us, Brandon. And thanks to you two amazing ladies for being here tonight as well.
Oh, thank you for having us back.
Yes, we're glutton for punishment. We wanted to come back to round two.
This is the place for punishment for sure. Yes. So
punishment, enjoyment, however you want to look at it.
A little bit of everything.
A little of both.
Fine line between pleasure and pain, as they say.
Oh.
I've heard. I read one.
So.
Anyways, I know there's a couple of things that you ladies have been working on that you're going forward with, but we're going to touch on a few of those things, and we're just kind of rolling freeform tonight and just see where the conversation takes us. As I learned the last time I had you ladies on, I don't need much prep work. I just need to ask one or two questions, and it will gradually float wherever it's going to float.
Yes,
downhill usually.
Couple of floaters.
That's usually where the shit goes too. So, yeah. God, good Lord. So I saw, and this is of a particular interest to me. I saw you guys were at the Winchester Mystery House recently. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah, December.
We got a private tour, and they allowed us to investigate, which they normally don't, unless you overnight. You book it for overnight. But we were lucky to have somebody who loves the paranormal, our guide. She was fantastic, and we snuck a couple pieces in just in case. We had a fantastic time.
She shared some of her personal experiences that she's had there, which she usually isn't able to do when there's a full tour.
Yeah, so
very cool.
And I'm sure the personality you bring to the table had nothing to do with the influence on getting this investigation.
No, she was very pleased when she found out, and she's like, "Oh yeah, you can do what you want." So, which means to us, we can pretty much do anything. Open that door.
Yeah.
And one of the great things on that investigation, she was telling us about, she had the reports about, a little boy. Well, she had a little boy that was actually come up to her, hold her hand during tours.
Oh.
There were some other reports
of him.
Yeah. With the little boy following her around. Well, I got out the SLS, and I caught in the one of the fireplaces a little boy, and we got waved to us, and it was by her. Well, she was just around the corner talking, and the little boy was there, and I caught him for quite a while on the SLS, and there was nothing else for him to map on, because we always throw that out if there's anything. It's just an empty brick fireplace. There's nothing for it to map on, and it was nothing elongated. It was, the proportions were fantastic. So it was amazing. So,
and we would wave, he would wave back, and we always keep the SLS turned way down, the settings way down, so it doesn't just map on anything.
Sure.
Yeah.
So it has to really try and grab onto something.
Yeah.
Gotta be
okay.
We went in the basement. She let us have carte blanche in there. I really felt something, but I didn't catch anything. There was a mist, but we didn't really catch anything. But
it was down at the end of the hallway.
And she said, you two need to book an overnight here at Winchester Mystery House. So we're going to look into that in the future, maybe get some other groups to go in with us to defray the costs and also to collaborate, which is always fun.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Get some people out and let's.
Yeah, there was the seance room.
Oh, the seance room.
I was going to ask about the seance room. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of
Please elaborate. I know very little about this, so I want to hear more.
That's where Sarah Winchester used to go every night. She used to communicate with the spirits because they would, according to legend and myth and whatever lore, she would ask the spirits, what should they do tomorrow at the house?
Right.
You know, build on the house. And upon that direction, then she'd give her foreman or whatever direction. Okay, we're going to stop building here. We're going to build there. I mean, it was really wacky. And if you've been there, you understand it because the old stairways that lead to nowhere. You'd open the door and you're like, you're going to step out. Woo! Yeah.
Yep.
So the whole, and she was into the number 13. There are a lot of, windows with 13 panes of, decorations, and 13 was throughout the entire house. And it was very exciting. We enjoyed it. We can't wait to go back.
No kidding.
The feeling we got there, and it was just the three of us, was amazing. We got a lot of extra info about the one room when the Victrola, which was not obviously electrical, plugged in or anything. The Victrola would go on by itself, so they go up and check it, and there's no one here to, a lot of crazy stories there.
Yeah,
cool.
And they were closing up after a nighttime tour, and they're just going through and checking all the rooms, making sure no stragglers and all of that. And they heard what sounded like a party going on in that room where the Victrola was. And they walked in there and it shut off.
Yeah. As soon as they walked in there, like, boom.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah. And then
I'm assuming there's not much in the room other than what they have up there for recreative.
Some decorations they have.
Right. Decorative, recreative purposes.
Yeah. Right. A lot of the furniture, a lot of the original furniture that they were able to save.
Yeah. And the Victrola had been in working order at a certain point, and then it stopped working. And so they never used it anymore.
Yeah, but then for looks.
But then now they're hearing this, and then they're like, well, maybe they just like to party after we leave. And they walked out and the music started up again.
Maybe they're celebrating the fact that you are leaving. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't
like, oh, good, they're finally gone. Crank up the music again.
Mom's gone. Let's put on some metal.
Yeah,
Yeah. Good Lord, that's really cool that you guys saw the paranormal side of that house. They don't always acknowledge that side of it there, from what I know.
Only when they want to make some money.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I guess a lot of these places are trying to, it's a foundation, so they're trying to preserve it, and it takes a lot of money to keep all this stuff going. But we really had a fantastic time, and we'll go back whenever we can get another. We can book something, or we get some other groups to go in on with us.
That's super cool.
That is super cool, though, and it's even more cool because it's a place that doesn't really let people in. As often. Yeah, at least not for the investigation side of things.
Yeah, you have to book it and tour. With the regular tours, they're like, no, you just talk about the history and all that, which is very interesting.
It is.
Oh yeah.
As a native Californian, yes, we find we both are in it. We found it very, very interesting. It's about the history.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Our state in a lot of ways.
There's a very similar house here in Minnesota as well. Up in northern Minnesota, Duluth, Minnesota, and it's supposed to be haunted. There's stories of murders and things that have happened at the house, but very, very similar to that situation in that they're very reluctant to acknowledge the paranormal happenings there. They don't really talk about it. They focus on the historical side of things, which
Mhm.
is super cool. You know, it's very
Oh,
very
yeah.
interesting and
The house
super.
itself is
Mhm.
incredible. I actually got to go
Yeah.
there myself and Troy. We went up there and checked it
Yeah.
out, and just the if you have a affinity for architecture at all, the
Mhm.
things that are in this house are at the time it was built, I would
It's
say
amazing.
decades ahead of
Yeah.
where they should be, like built-in in-home vacuum system,
Yeah. Yeah.
um,
Crazy.
Wow.
like the slow close gas compressed
Mhm.
door hinges. I mean, you name it. There was so many things in there that were architecturally
Ahead of its
phenomenal that
And
Yep.
what era is that from?
it's up in Duluth,
Yeah. So
Era, like what decade? What?
like early,
probably
like 19. I think it was
10,
actually. I have the brochure.
maybe
Oh,
late 1800s, early 1900s, somewhere in that range. So
Oh, wow.
If it's written
yeah.
on here,
I didn't even know they knew about things back then.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah.
No,
It's pretty
I
wild.
I don't have the. It doesn't have the date specifically
Oh.
on there when it was built, but from when I was there and I talked to them, I think they said they finished construction in like the early 1900s.
Yep. 1905. It was built between 1905 and 1908. So yep.
Like they started
So,
in around then and they finished in, like I said, way ahead of their time as far as
Yeah.
anything architecturally. Like
yeah.
one of the few houses in the area that had indoor plumbing.
always
Yeah,
important.
that's right. Yep.
Middle of the
They
night.
had
I like
running
indoor.
water, electricity. Like I saw pictures of the original layout for the heating system, and just doing maintenance on the side myself. You see the piping going through everything that runs all the heat, the hot water, everything that
Yeah.
goes
So you
through
were
it. That's
fascinated about that.
I saw the maintenance room where all the original heat
Mm.
and piping was, and I looked at that going, I am so glad I wouldn't had to work there because that is a nightmare.
That. Is it privately owned? Is it like a foundation or?
Yeah, it's owned by the
It-
University of Minnesota, actually.
but
Which
the
probably is
reason
part
they
of the reason
don't
why.
talk, the
Yeah.
reason they don't talk about it is because there's still a few family members alive
Yeah.
on the board,
That too. Yep.
and they have
Oh.
made specific requests that anybody in the staff doing tours is not allowed to talk about the paranormal side of it.
Yeah.
Which
I want
I
to
think
check it out again
so.
because
Yeah.
Yeah.
it was a cool place.
Yeah, I would be like, make sure you cover this and this and this.
Yeah.
and
I mean, I would, if it, yeah, because we're
Uncle
into it.
Ed used
Some-
to do this. And
Yeah. Well,
Mhm.
maybe when they die, they'll come back.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. I mean,
Not that I'm wishing anything, you know.
No,
no.
You were right. You were right.
Yep.
Right.
It's just they're aware of it, but it's just strict company policy that you're not
Yeah.
allowed to do that kind of things.
Well, frankly, they'd make a lot more. There's a lot more money out there if you start doing the paranormal tours.
Exactly.
As you know,
Mhm.
like we're doing. Let's segue into something else. We're doing the Scott Harvey winery tours in Sutter Creek, which is a when
Ooh.
Colonel Sutter discovered
Mhm.
gold, not Sutter Creek, but they named Sutter Creek after him.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And there is a winery, a Scott Harvey Wines, and we became friends with them. And they said, upstairs in the old bordello, it's haunted. So one night we went up there and we started messing around. We found some evidence.
yeah.
So we talked to them and they said, let's do some events. Let's do a historical wine walk.
Mhm.
And so we go
ghost tour.
yeah, and historical ghost tour. So we start in the winery. They would get, everybody has a glass, and then we go up and down Main Street, which is wonderful and quaint, and people would take any excuse to go there anyway. So we let them use our equipment, the ones that we can handhold and go up and down and talk to them about the different hauntings, and then we come back and we do an investigation, so to speak.
At the tasting room.
Yeah.
And we did one is this April? We did one in March, and it sold out in less than a week. And they actually oversold.
We had 40 people.
Yeah.
about.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so then we have another one this Saturday, and it's sold
cool.
out as well.
That's awesome.
That
Yeah.
is like amazing. Like, just tells you the area you're in. People are highly interested in
Mhm.
the
What you know,
paranormal.
personalities.
Yeah.
Oh, I
And
have no doubt that the personality that you bring to the table is
Try to make
the
it
like
fun.
yeah.
is the hook, line, and sinker that gets people to come.
Or run away.
Oh, please. I mean, you two are like basically celebrities in the field at this point. So I mean, who wouldn't want to ghost
We're
hunt with you?
We're infamous. Oh, we have fun.
Yeah.
We have a lot of fun. We're
Yeah.
really, we say really inappropriate things,
We do.
but we're very serious about what we do. I mean, we try to debunk it. We always catch stuff, especially in Virginia City,
Yeah.
which we're
Yeah.
going to be going there next month.
Yes.
Oh, dang.
Oh yes,
So
Yeah.
cool.
fly out there.
Yes. We're going to be staying overnight in the Washoe Club. We
Oh,
Mm.
man.
Yes.
Mm.
And
That's going to be cool.
it's going to be amazing.
Mhm.
Selma has in the Washoe Club last year. Selma caught a couple of the best EVPs that we've ever caught.
Yeah,
Yep.
I think we told you
Yeah.
about it last time, I think.
I
Yeah.
believe you did. Yeah.
And it's on our Facebook page.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna be there all night in the dark.
Dang.
And we also have a couple of TikTok pages that are connected to our Facebook page. So we do all sorts of stuff.
Awesome.
Not only paranormal. We did the Sprite challenge.
Oh,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh
Lord.
yeah.
Oh, Lord.
I did new boot goofing. We've done many things.
Cool.
cool.
A lot, and we shot the outtakes, the funny stuff when we're
Yeah.
we're cussing or someone
Yeah.
farts and we blame it on a ghost or
ghost fart.
ghost fart. But we have
Yep.
fun, but we show what we catch.
Yeah.
Right.
And we were very fortunate when we went to Hotel Leisure,
Mhm.
the family.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a family there, and the hotel owner told us, yeah, we have a family here, and her the little girl's birthday wish was to see a ghost.
Mm.
And
Stay in a haunted hotel.
Yeah, stay in a haunted hotel. And we're like,
That's
well,
cool.
we'll take them. And so
Because we didn't want to tell them about you because we didn't want to impose on you. And naturally, a couple of hands, we just
Yeah.
said, come on down. So we took them out for about an hour.
yeah,
Oh, wow.
And
Nice.
we let them, her and her family use the equipment. And we got a wonderful text from their mother saying,
yeah,
thank you so much. You made our daughter's day. And
Oh.
that made us
Yeah.
happy.
yeah.
So hopefully we got enough, we've excited the next generation.
That's
Yes.
awesome. Love
is
that.
yeah.
Went
Always
to
awesome.
we went to the little town of McCallum Hill.
Mhm.
Hotel Leisure has been on a couple of shows. Most
Yep.
notably Ghost Adventures. I've been there a number of times. And there was a little cemetery we didn't know about. And we found that, what was it? The little headstone.
Oh, the brother, were they brothers?
No, father and son.
Father
there
and
was
son.
like a bomb.
A bomb.
And it was a little package. The little boy opened it up, blew him up, blew his dog up, blew
Oh
his
my
dad.
God.
Awful.
Yeah.
But so we were trying to
Horrible.
communicate. We're going to try again now that we have a little more information. We're going to
Yeah.
specifically talk to them.
That's awesome.
The little girls were there, so it was hard to see if we got,
If, they chatter. Not that we know anything about that.
No.
'Cause we don't.
we don't chatter. No, not at all.
No, not at all.
No.
But yeah, we had a lot of other stuff. But it was it's a great, McCallum Hill is a great little town. It's in Amador County. And the Hotel Leisure is new owners. We're trying to talk them into letting us do an event there. We need to, try again.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because she kind of embraces it, but doesn't embrace it. So this could be, a
Sure.
way to make some money. Open people do it respectfully. And because that's what she was worried about. And
Mhm.
so, she got good feedback from the other guests that were there. They were all normal. So
Mhm.
we met
That
another
definitely
couple there
helps.
too. So, if
That's
we could-
awesome.
so we're trying to do
Mhm.
more events.
Yeah.
It's fun.
I think the more that you do, the ones that are on the fence they'll start calling around, going, look, here's where we've done events. These are the people we've done them with. Here's
Yeah.
their business cards. Call them, talk
have
to them, see what they say. and make your decisions for yourself. And we'll be here to do an event for you if you want us to.
If you're smart
You know.
enough.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
And
that's awesome.
we've been
Embrace the history.
Yes.
If
That's
there's
what we try to do. We really
if there's
want history of the area.
unexplainable things, embrace that history. There is a growing number of people that are more and more fascinated with it. So
Yeah.
Yes. And since I've been in it about at least 25 years, I've just
Mhm.
noticed the acceptance
Mhm.
is gone through the roof. I mean,
oh yeah.
people
Mhm.
still laugh at me, but they used to really laugh at me back then. Like, okay, I have a
Yeah.
haunted house. I'm telling you,
Right.
it's real. And the more you do it, and the more you, I don't know, we just stuck with it, and you get more people that believe in you and back
Yep.
you.
Yep.
And we've done a lot more media. This week we were on, not to talk about another show, but Bridget Marquardt's Ghost Bunny. She was one of the girls next door. She was one of Hugh Hefner's girlfriends. She was on that E! Show for many years.
Oh,
She's
wow.
in the paranormal. So she had us
Cool.
on this week, and it's on our site, the interview. And she's a really nice lady. She's into the paranormal, and it only helps the cause when you have people
Right.
of some level of notoriety, stature that are into it. And she was fascinated because she loves the area. She grew up in the Central Valley, so she loves this
Mhm.
area, but we're all female group.
Right.
So that's attractive to her.
Mhm.
And we're going to be featured in a paranormal magazine,
Oh,
probably
cool.
in June. But we don't have all the details. We're going to be following weekend. We're going to go and do all the headshots and the interview and all that good stuff. So
That's
Just
freaking
trying to make it-
awesome.
That is way cool.
we're just trying to get the word out, and it's fun, and it helps a lot of these small communities when you have a
Yep.
haunted attraction or brings people in. People are going to be spending money.
Mhm.
We're all getting out of a really bad situation with COVID. Let's all go
Mhm.
out and do things.
Yep. I agree, but it's also one of those things that you get to bring, like if you got a little bitty haunting somewhere in a no-name town in
Mhm.
the massive state of California, it's a good way to shed some light and say, hey, go check this place out. Look at the things that they have to offer. Go
That's
see
right.
something new.
That's what we're doing. We pick all these little gold rush towns. And we
Mhm.
still we go to Nevada and such, and we go to Winchester Mystery House, but these little small
Yep.
places are near and dear to our heart.
Mhm.
Right.
I love
And
that. I love that about you
history
guys.
of it.
You guys go find those little places like that, and those are the best places. So
Yeah,
I love
everybody
that you
goes
guys
to
do
this
that.
place and that place, which we love also. But
Right.
the little places,
Yeah. They're quaint, they're cute.
The
people are
places
generally
that
so nice.
don't see as much mainstream attention
Right.
tend to have the more interesting investigations. Nothing against the major places that we all know and love, but
Mhm.
those little places that don't get as much attention, sometimes you're going to get the best evidence you're ever going to get, because they're like, holy cow, I've been here for ages, and now someone is willing to try and talk to me. This is awesome.
Yeah.
You see, imagine this old miner, this old cranky old miner saying, "Hey, look at these two broads. Hey,
Right.
hey, ladies, want a whiskey?"
Yeah, right.
They're not tired of the attention.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
the Washoe Club, the lady telling us to get out, they're tired of it.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
They're like, just
They're over
leave us alone. We're dead. Let us be dead.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Just leave us alone. But these other little towns, like you were saying, they're like, oh, hey, now somebody's going to talk to me. Somebody wants to hear my story.
Mhm.
Speaking about small towns and the Hotel Azure, tell them about what we caught in the backyard.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. So the bartender that was there was closing up, and she told us, everybody talks about room. What room was it? Oh yeah, the haunted room up there. She goes, but the real activity is in the backyard by the pool where the hanging tree is.
And we went,
And the
what?
hanging tree. I'm assuming that's accurate for what it stands for?
They used to hang everybody there. It used to be the old county courthouse, the
Oh.
hotel.
Yeah.
They moved it to Jackson.
Nice.
But prior to, they
Interesting.
had the jail, the courthouse. So you
Mhm.
went to jail, you went to court, and then your sentence was carried out. It
Yeah.
was just boom, boom,
One
boom.
stop shopping, as it was.
And so there was
Yep.
the tree was out there, and that's where they did all of their hangings. And Denise got the SLS out and caught a figure, and it looked
He was
like he was
in the
leaning
tree.
over and
Jerking
Mhm.
his extremity.
and his head was tilted forward, and
Yeah, he was jerking. Oh my God.
yeah,
Wow.
Wow. I'm surprised it didn't go nuts when you aimed it at that tree, because I would imagine there's probably a number of spirits
When we go
stuck
back,
in that area.
it will know where to focus.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The old jail cells, it was pretty creepy, especially when I was first with a group of people,
Mm-hmm.
when we had the family with us, and I went around way in the back, one of the little corners, and there was like a skeleton dressed up, and there was little kids, and I went, fuck. I'm like, oh, sorry. I thought there would be.
He thought it was real.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did running. And then I laughed.
Whoops.
Whoopsie.
That's funny.
As I'm cussing, like, don't worry, she's heard that before.
Oopsie doodle.
Whoopsie.
God.
Sorry.
Oh,
I can't
goodness.
help it. Sometimes, we warned her parents,
Yeah.
something happens, you don't know what we're going to say. The mother was fine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Father was there too. Father went to bed early,
Early.
but he let the rest of the family, go with us, and they were just,
Party pooper.
well, he kind of was on the fence about it, which is fine.
Yeah.
Right.
So when are you going back to the hotel to focus on the backyard then?
Yeah.
Well, we're trying to contact the owner because we want to do an event there.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. That's right. Yep.
And
Mhm.
we haven't heard back from her.
Right.
So we might just have to, because she works there pretty much every day.
Mhm.
So we might just have to show up with our
Hey, there you go.
with our winning smiles and great personalities, because she didn't answer my email. But she could be busy, maybe got into her spam. Who
Yeah.
knows?
Yeah.
So we're very persistent, if
Yeah.
nothing
And
else.
it's harder to say no in person.
Yeah, that's true.
It is harder to say no when you're there going, look, I want to do this for you.
And we brought her a bottle of her favorite wine.
Yes.
And I thought
How do you
that
say no to that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Damn.
come on in.
I mean,
You
bring
know.
me a bottle of wine, I'll pretty much do whatever. So there you go.
Wow.
Easy,
Yeah,
Grady.
luckily a lot of stuff's in the wine country,
Yeah.
not the Napa wine country, in Amador County, which is another fabulous area that we are in love with. And this
Mhm.
happens to be all the little towns we like. So
Right. I mean, there's
you know.
so much in California. There's no way to
Yeah.
cover it all in a lifetime.
Yeah, no kidding.
Like
That's why we
it
kind of
is
stick with what we do.
Yeah.
right. It's a massive state and beautiful country either way.
Oh yeah.
So
I mean, everybody wants to go to the Whaley House in San
Yeah.
Diego. Which is great. I'd love to go there someday.
Yep.
Queen Mary'd love to
Queen
go there.
Mary.
Haven't been there, and I'll get there. But these small little places just
Mhm.
hold a lot of fascination for us. And
Yeah.
we went to Groveland last year.
Uh-huh.
They have the Friendly Ghost Lyle, and they do embrace it. And we had a wonderful time with some of the staff there and some of the other people that are staying there. So I reached out to them. Hopefully they will schedule a little an event there with us.
Yeah,
That's cool.
that
it's
would
like
be
the
cool.
gateway to Yosemite. It's beautiful. So we're just trying to, harassing people until they let us have our way.
Just
Sometimes
spam
when I was a little kid, I remembered that I used to wear my parents down and they would give in.
Mhm.
So I kind of do that as an adult.
Yeah. And I was an only child, so
So
I'm not
you
used to
always-
being told no.
Yeah, she would get the
You know.
So, yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome.
That is awesome.
Oh,
So-
I was talking about this before. The fart.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got some new equipment.
Yes, it was like a Christmas present to me from me. Santa
Aw.
Claus wanted me to have a fart gun, but we've tried to test it on each other,
Mhm.
Mhm.
and it doesn't. It's not. We can't catch each other's farts or any
The
other
farts.
running around, her cats, chasing her cats around, trying to get her cats to bark and all that good
Okay.
stuff.
Oh,
So we've heard that if it's cold outside,
And it picks up on the heat.
the heat
Mhm.
expelling from your orifices.
Sure.
oh,
So we'll have to,
Maybe we should go to Minnesota.
Oh,
yeah. Okay, I got to fart now. Okay, so I'm gonna get and record it, and
yep.
Yeah.
that will
Mhm.
definitely make our TikTok.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, no, there is definite
Couple of
differences
chicks
in
trying to
temperature.
fart in the snow.
Oh
Because you
man.
can tell we're a barrel of monkeys on it.
Yeah.
We're not boring at all. Yeah.
No.
No,
No.
Lord, no.
We're caution to the wind.
Yep.
Yeah.
On that borderline of having to put that PG-13 rating on this one.
Well, I think I said worse on the last.
Yeah.
I know. I'm just saying in general, you're not boring. You're right at that borderline where it's like, do we put a PG-13 warning on here or do we not?
Well, we're actually using a lot of restraint.
Yes.
By the way.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh,
Well, I appreciate that
Trying to be
because
polite. We're being ladies
yeah. Yep.
with my pinky and I drink.
I'm very prudish, so I really appreciate that for sure.
Oh, I can tell. You made me feel almost. Because if you wanted to have us on again, you're not prudish.
Yeah. Don't worry about that.
mhm.
What was I gonna say? I don't even remember.
I kind of lost my train of thought there too.
Yeah.
So
Washoe Club. Oh, Virginia City. Are you staying anywhere else in Virginia City or just Washoe Club?
The Silver Queen Hotel,
Oh, cool. Yeah.
which I've been there, stayed there many times.
Mhm.
Actually stayed in number 11, which is the famous Rosie's room.
Yeah.
Oh.
But somebody else booked it down. We're gonna have to harass. Let's haunt them. Ooh, so
Yeah.
you must leave the room. Ooh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just start
I
pounding on their
know.
door in the middle of the night, and
Yes.
Oh, you just
Oh,
show up
okay.
and you tell them who you are and
We're
go,
gonna-
we would love to hang out with you in your
Yeah.
room.
Yeah.
Well, we do have period clothing. So we could wear our all black period clothing. And that's right. We've got the ghost makeup.
Yes.
There you go.
We can go up and down.
Yes.
Oh,
Yep.
oh.
Oh,
We got to do it. Yeah.
I like it.
Sound like
I feel like
haunting
the
or porn.
period
Yeah,
clothing.
one or the other. But I think we're on the third floor, and we never
Yeah.
stayed there, so we've got a place. So when we're like exhausted from Washoe Club, and we need a good place to pee, we can
Yeah.
go there, take a nap, and come back.
I'm so excited. I'm really excited to see what you get at Washoe Club again. That
Yeah,
place.
so we shall post it, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yes.
And we got. Oh no, your screen.
Oh.
Yep,
Oh,
my camera
Brittany.
decided to disconnect again.
The green screen, like, I thought that was really in your.
Yeah. I thought you were outside this whole time. That's weird.
No.
Okay.
It's so that I don't share my entire apartment with everybody.
Oh.
Well,
Brandon's stepping away from his group so he could come and join us at the Washoe Club.
there you go.
Oh.
You both can go.
Yeah,
come
well,
out.
Brady. Yeah, bring Brady too.
Yeah. Let's go,
Okay.
Brandon. What are we doing? Let's fly.
Bring
Let's go
what?
right now.
Bring
Yeah.
your wife.
When,
Who's the
when are we
wife?
doing?
Honey?
I think that was Grady.
Grady's wife.
Yeah.
Someone's wife liked this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it's
It's
probably my
going to-
wife.
Yeah.
She
Mhm.
thought we can party with it. It's May the 3rd.
Yeah.
Get
May
a
the 3rd.
flight out to Reno.
Yep.
Okay.
Reno's like a half an hour for Virginia City,
Mm-hmm.
and let the games begin.
Yes.
There we
And
go.
we have
Shenanigans.
a friend of ours
Weird.
works in the Piper's Opera House, which is right the street behind it, which is
Mhm.
very
Very
haunted.
Ooh.
And- Matter of fact, we caught
Yeah. We shared that with them. The hand.
the
Yeah.
hand coming down. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was broad daylight. I went, wow. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Virginia City always
Yeah.
pays off.
Nice.
As we're
Mhm.
saying that, we're like, oh,
Well,
nothing's happening.
I
It'll
know.
happen. It'll happen.
Yeah, oh,
We're
yeah.
gonna be in the Washoe Club.
Yeah.
They're gonna
Oh,
go,
yeah.
oh,
Oh, yeah.
you two rods again.
Thought we needed to get out.
Let's bring some cards up there and let's start doing playing some games or something.
yeah.
Because they like to play a lot of cards.
Yeah.
Strip poker.
Mhm.
Strip poker. We'll get
Right.
some to watch and they'll go, please put your clothes back on.
Oh boy.
Playing strip poker with
Yeah.
that's a whole other TikTok. Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
be I'm sure we'll have a lot of content, adventures, fun stuff.
Oh,
And
I'm
we-
sure.
But our TikTok, that's where we do a lot of stuff that we might not want to do on our other our
Facebook.
Facebook page.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Hmm.
fair. You know,
Well, I know what I'm doing later
I do
tonight.
think that you gals, when you go there and you have the period clothing, I feel like that's going to be your catalyst for
Yeah, if we bring
getting people to be willing to actually try and talk to you.
exactly.
Yeah.
If we
Mhm.
one time this was about 12 years ago, stayed in Rosie's room, which is the prostitute who actually in this document she killed herself in the bathtub is still there. Well, we left. I brought a bustier, kind of an old timey bustier. It was still sexy, and a bunch of nice jewelry, and
Mhm.
said you can't keep it, but you could play with it. So trigger objects generally work, and we were really nice and sweet.
Oh, yeah.
And we
Yeah.
actually are very kind to the ghosts. We don't get into
That
it.
is important.
Yeah, we never
No.
provoke. We just
No.
provoke each other and everybody else.
Yeah.
We don't provoke the ghosts.
Mostly everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We're both in on it.
Hmm.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh,
What and to your point, like the provoking each other, having fun, that always seems to elicit more response from them anyways. So that just adds to it. So I love that.
yeah.
Yeah, we
mean,
got it. We wouldn't do it if we didn't have fun. It would be.
Yeah.
I mean, it's interesting. But if we were with the group that was really straight laced, probably wouldn't be a good fit.
No.
You know,
No.
because we joke around. We have, especially sometimes when things get tense and stuff. Sense of humor always goes a long way.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah.
there you are.
Oh, very special.
Brandon.
Brandon and the green sheet. The green sheet
Yep.
of shame.
Yep.
I am having
He could
technical
talk.
difficulties, it seems.
It wouldn't be our haunted reality without technical ishes. So
Exactly.
that's
No.
for sure.
No,
There you go.
I don't have an explanation for it.
It makes you look really badass with that background. It's like
Yeah.
I'm
Kinda,
out here
yeah.
with the wolves and with the vampires and God
The
knows what, and I'm just
Mhm.
talking to a bunch of chicks. No problem.
Mhm.
Come get me.
Yep.
And we're hanging out in a cemetery.
Yeah.
But we like cemetery.
It's a pretty cool looking cemetery. I will say that.
I mean, it is
That's flat
really cool
cemetery.
looking.
Yeah.
Took that picture a long time ago, but we've investigated that many, many times.
Yes.
Dutch
Mhm.
Flat is in it's another old mining town
Mhm.
from
Yep.
the 1800s, and it's still standing, most of it. Very
Damn.
haunted.
Mhm.
And
That's
the
gotta
owner of the hotel there told us not to.
Oh yeah, we
God.
investigated the hotel there last September, and we didn't catch anything at the hotel. We had somebody tell us their story of what they had experienced.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Posted that on the Facebook page, and about a month or so later, we get a call from the manager, and she's like, "I'm really, really sorry about this, but the owner wants you to take that stuff down because he says it's hurting business."
Bullshit.
Oh my
That's what
God.
they do.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
And we told them that we're paranormal investigators when you make the
Mhm.
reservations.
Right.
And everybody there knew what we were doing
Yeah.
Right.
at different times in our lives. It's a great little town. And they
Mhm.
really, and we felt sorry for
The manager.
and
Sure.
we did take it down, and we're kind of kicking ourselves about it, but we didn't want to get her in trouble.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why you always get it in writing, going, look, we're here, we do this is what we do.
Yeah.
With your permission, we're gonna put
Right.
this stuff up on our page and people are gonna see it,
Mhm. Well, and we did. I mean, we didn't get it in writing, but we did
Yep.
tell them.
Yeah, we told
Yeah.
them,
Yeah.
and it's like, what a dick.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, that's why it's always smart when you're gonna do stuff like that, get it in writing. So that way they can't just do like they did and say, yeah, I'm changing my mind on this.
I
Right.
mean, we could still put it back up, but we
Yeah.
Well, right.
we would have left it up if it wasn't for the employee.
Yeah,
we
the
didn't want her
employee.
to get.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
because she was very nice.
Yeah.
And she got somebody to do an interview with us. One of the
Hmm.
workers in the hotel did an
Mhm.
interview with us and about what she saw in the hotel. And I think it was I think that somebody canceled a reservation and they wanted to get out of it. And they said, "Oh, I heard it
Yeah.
was haunted."
Yeah.
Sure.
There's been other
A
things,
ton of articles.
on that hotel being
Mhm.
haunted, but it's like whatever.
Yeah, San
But-
Francisco Magazine did a big article about it, and they're talking about the governor of California, which is Gavin Newsom. Well, he grew
Mhm.
up there,
Yeah.
and he still has a family compound there. Everybody knew,
Mhm.
Gavin,
Mhm.
and it was no big deal, and everybody knows the place is haunted. And it's just
Hmm.
they did this article. It's been many articles, and the guy just started being a jerk.
Yeah.
So
You
You're
run into that.
too. You too. It's your fault. So
It's us. Yeah. Not the first
Honestly,
yeah, we
you-
wanted to do an event there, but obviously no.
Mhm.
And plus, I wouldn't want to do an event with someone who's such a jerk.
yeah.
Right. No,
Screw 'em.
that's fair. It's like, look, this is what we do. If you don't like that, that's not our
Mhm.
problem. We're just going around trying to give you a spotlight so we
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
try and generate business. But
Yeah.
we like the place,
Right.
so we want to let other people get to see its beauty too.
Right.
The
Mhm.
fact
If
that it's
anything.
haunted is, an added bonus that will
Right.
draw. Honestly, it's going to draw some really cool people from all kinds of places that have great personalities,
Like
Just add
Brandon.
to the whole-
like
Yeah.
utmost respect for places.
Yeah.
And there's a YouTube video. This guy spent the night there, and he did a kind of like what we did, the whole town,
Mhm.
and
Yep.
talking about ghosts. Well, it's a thing, okay? The place is haunted. Everybody knows it. It's
Yeah.
fine, but
Mhm. But yet
Just-
it's your fault. You did it.
We did it.
Mhm.
Oh.
Yeah. Whatever happened to
Yeah.
any publicity is good publicity. Oh well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A lot of places revel in it. They're like, yeah. Then they start doing, they monetize it, which is their right to do.
Yep.
I mean,
Yep.
some places over monetize it, but
Of
Of course.
Yep.
Well, just
you
like
run
the-
into those places.
Just like the hotel down in Wabasha, Brandon, they've embraced it, they've welcomed that, and then they started holding events there and monetizing it, and they're making money, during their off season when nobody is usually staying there. Now they're just raking in money, like it's
Yep,
going out
and
of
it-
style.
places,
And it
There's-
literally goes to the massive expenses in the upkeep.
Yep.
Like
Right.
that's the stuff that you don't get to hear or see. Is it's like, look, an old building like that, you're looking at a lot of expenses that add up really quickly, especially being the fact that it's masonry.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Preston
that-
Castle.
Yeah.
Masonry in Minnesota of any places, it does
Yeah.
not last as long as you would like it to in
Yeah.
places that have a much more arid, dry, perfect 70-degree weather temperature most of the
Yeah.
time, like California does.
You guys have perfect weather out there, right?
Not all the time.
No.
No.
Especially up there, that's the Sierra Nevada.
Yeah.
And so it gets snow. When I grew up there, we would
Yeah.
get snowed in at least twice a
Mhm.
year.
Jeez,
Yeah.
that's wild.
Or
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is that where-
not
Is that where
Not
the
by the
Donner
mountains.
party
No,
was?
it's about-
yeah,
It's
yeah.
about an hour away from the Donner Party.
Hmm.
That's another place everybody's saying you got to go
Yeah.
camp out there, and there's a site where they were, they ate and they camped.
Yeah.
They ate-
Right.
I-
Tasted.
Yes, they ate the Teamsters first, as they should.
Hmm.
They were stronger than meat.
Yeah.
But that'd be a one we could do.
Mhm.
Spend the night
Mhm.
in Truckee
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
go take on the Donner
Donner
Party.
Yeah.
Ooh,
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, my sister
that would be
there. It's really weird.
Yeah.
that would be an interesting place to go. I would assume a place like that would have an odd vibe.
Yeah.
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 Well, it's a state park, so you gotta kind of be
Oh,
sneaky.
Oh yeah, I mean you got to be on the up and up, especially, but just in general, the things that happen there specifically,
mhm.
I feel like that particular place would have
a lot of
You can-
residual.
Yeah.
an off type feeling to
Mhm.
it. Like something isn't quite right, but I can't quite put my finger on what it
Yeah.
is.
Probably.
This meat smells bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It tastes like chicken now.
Yeah, it
This,
tastes like
meat,
chicken.
this meat tastes
Oh.
funny. What's wrong with it?
Yeah. And that whole taste like chicken thing really brings you back to the Matrix
That's
type
why I
thing.
want to be a vegetarian. It's like, is there anything
Yeah.
I can eat from this tree?
Uh,
A lot of pine nuts. You have to find a lot of damn pine nuts to
They're
survive.
like, what's his name?
Yep.
The great guy.
Oh,
you ever
yeah.
eat a pine cone?
No. But,
You'll do
Jesus.
Joe Gibbon. Yeah.
No.
that.
mhm.
No, thank you. I'll pass on the pine cone.
No.
Have you gentlemen ever heard of the Preston Castle?
Yeah.
Which is in Ione. Yeah, we went there and we're going to go back. It is fantastic.
Cool.
I mean, it's the creepiness, and we snuck around to other buildings on the site that we weren't supposed to, but that's another trip.
Yeah.
We like to
Cool.
kind of do that. We were looking for the cemetery, but the cemetery is now
Oh wow.
they put the there's a prison right next to it, Mule Creek.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Where Scott Peterson was there. Who else
Yeah.
famous? One of the Menendez brothers. I mean, they got a lot of famous people in there. It's like right there out the windows. Hey boys, how you doing? But they put the graveyards right on the other side now. So we're like, can we get in there? Like, no, you can't. Unless we bring you in with armed guards. So all the prisoners get to hang out with the in the cemetery, which is a shame. They should look the cemetery out of it.
Yeah.
Right.
Because a lot of
they're not going to appreciate it.
No, they're not going to appreciate it like we do.
No. And I'm looking up pictures of this castle, and holy cow.
Yeah.
Castle
quite
is
the building,
definitely the right word.
It's cool.
It is quite the building.
And who is the country singer?
Merle Haggard was in there.
Yeah.
He was in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
A lot.
So a lot of famous
There's
people
a lot of history there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was gonna say a lot of weird history there, to be honest. So
a lot of weird history, and like I said, the fact that Mule Creek is right there, and it's actually, it doesn't sound like a tough place, but like I said, there's a lot of murderers that are in there, so it's right next door. It's kind of interesting, and the Ione Hotel, which is just about a mile away, stayed there and investigated, which is pretty active, and the owner embraces that, which is nice. So you can kind of make a whole weekend out of it,
right?
And they have a lot of
waiting for. I'm still waiting for that building to show up, like in I know it's goofy and weird, but the building that was specifically designed to attract activity, like in Ghostbusters 2.
Oh, yeah, the penthouse suite.
The whole building that was designed specifically for one purpose. Like I'm still waiting for that kind of building to just show up and exist for just be like the whole thing. The way it's designed doesn't match anything normal. It's just I'm waiting for that building to show up.
Wasn't that movie?
Yeah, 13 Ghosts.
Yep, 13 Ghosts type movie. Like just this building that its whole purpose is to attract paranormal type
Brandon,
events.
you're the maintenance dude out of us. Go build it. What are you doing?
Build it and they will come.
We'll decorate it.
Maintenance, yes, not architecture. I don't have that degree.
Like, why does some ghosts are attracted to some places and others? I mean, that's what I've always thought. Why there's places that look like they should be haunted. Like I've never found anything.
Yep. And then there are places that don't represent anything of what we would expect to be haunted, and
like a tract house, middle class tract house, and it's like older guy,
right?
Right.
Yep. In the middle of suburbia with absolutely no historical background or reference to suggest anything on the land that would indicate that. No weirdness in the structures and the build, just for whatever reason, yep, there's where your activity's at. And
Yep.
we
my theory,
actually,
it could be a person in that house is
yep,
haunted.
it's like that particular house in Pennsylvania.
The
Yes,
dude that we yeah.
yep.
I can't think of what the
It's what
something.
people are. Is it someone that's attracted to somebody, or
No, he has a poltergeist type
Yeah.
deal. It's the Chronicles of the Horse
that
or
sounds
something.
familiar.
Yeah. What town is that in?
Oh, I can't think of it now.
Let me
Pennsylvania.
grab my notebook here.
Oh, I said what town?
Yeah, I know, but I know it's in Pennsylvania. I was thinking.
I want to say Horsefly Chronicles is the.
Oh yeah. That's right.
Is the name
The Horsefly Chronicles.
Horsefly Chronicles.
I think
Chronicles?
so. Yeah. Anyway, he's
Yeah,
Yeah,
may
that
not
place-
be your house. It's you.
Yeah.
right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No, it has to do with the house. Like they've
Well, that
had
one.
it.
Yeah.
That it's just a weird thing. Like it's in the middle of Pennsylvania. No rhyme or reason for why it is what it is. It just is.
Yeah. There wasn't really any crazy history or anything. It was
No.
just kind of
Maybe it's
Yeah.
the land
right.
Nope.
it's built on
Like-
too.
Ancient Indian burial ground. Well, that's the whole state. I mean, the whole country. Yeah.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. That's true. Well,
I don't know. I don't have it up.
like
But-
the movie Poltergeist.
Oh,
yeah.
Which
Oh, wait,
they,
no, that was
is
just the
clean.
graveyard. Yeah, whatever.
Right.
The
That's
movie
where you do
Poltergeist
stupid
was
things and
the house.
Yeah.
Middle class.
Yeah.
The middle. And Ghost Adventures. I know everybody doesn't. But
Mhm.
anyway, they just recently investigated there, and it's going to be on probably in the next month or two.
Oh, that's right. I saw they were doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, and because there's been a lot of tragedy associated with that house.
Oh,
so
Mhm.
where they filmed that apparently, or filmed
Oh.
part of it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I thought, oh, that's another case of having like a middle class house that looks like the
Mhm.
Laura was built in the 80s or 70s.
right.
I was
Just your standard house.
Yep.
run of the mill house.
Mm-hmm. No, and I think
Ghost
that's a
Adventures.
lot of the reasons why we're in the field we're in trying to get answers, because it's just why does it
These
happen?
old places, yeah.
Yeah.
But some of these
You know?
newer places, like what the heck?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And some of these newer places, it makes sense why some of them are. And again, it's strictly the land where
Yeah.
Mhm.
you decide, okay, we're gonna build here. Well, what about this mass grave? Build
Dang
over
it.
it. It's fine.
Odd.
Yeah.
Mass
You know,
grave.
Concrete over it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, they're
your
going,
your
Okay.
typical Hollywood movie, like shady construction business type.
God.
Now I'm going into fantasy over here, so let's reel
Yeah,
it
then you
back
got-
in.
skeletons coming up in your swimming pool. Like,
Yeah. Right.
you're swimming along. Ah.
Good God.
Yep.
No,
We're
thank
gonna
you.
reel it back into some reality here.
No. Why?
No.
Why? Because our reality is wacky enough in and of itself that we don't need to go
Ah,
far
You know
enough
something interesting?
outside of that.
I don't like scary movies generally. I don't watch a lot of scary movies.
yeah.
Right?
I guess
but you
because
investigate
it's
haunted.
about ghosts and stuff. It's like, oh, that's such a bull crap. That doesn't
Yeah.
happen. It's
Right.
not. It's so dramatic. I know. Oh, God.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then the jump
Right.
scares, like, don't do that to me.
Yeah.
Right.
The jump scares
Having a
get
sip of
to
wine.
me.
Wait a minute.
Yeah. Yeah. No kidding. The jump scares
Yep.
get to me a little bit, so I get that. But
Right, the suspense part of it, where you get reeled in, the music changes, it gets all dramatic, and all of a sudden,
Yeah.
boom!
Or someone gets like they're beheaded, or like, oh, come
Yeah.
on. All
Right.
the torture stuff. Like, come on, I don't like the
Right.
stuff.
If you've
I'd
seen
rather-
enough of that slasher gore stuff, though, it's like, oh, yep,
Mm.
here's what's going to happen. Watch, this guy's going to lose his head,
yeah,
Yeah.
and then boom, there it goes.
I'd
Yeah.
rather watch The Good, Bad, the Ugly, like you had mentioned earlier myself.
Mm.
But
Or the movie
whatever.
Good, Bad, and the Ugly.
I
Yeah.
like the
Mhm.
psychological ones that get to your head.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Those are the ones that I like.
Yeah.
Those are the ones you watch in the middle of the day on a nice sunny day, so that you don't
have.
Oh, Brandon.
No, you watch them at night in the dark by yourself.
Then you can't see.
Yeah.
But here's the dog to protect me.
Yeah.
See, I like
Don't
sleep.
hold your new equipment at home, like in case you like. No, I don't want to know about anything in my house. Okay.
Yeah.
That's where I live. Okay.
I've never done that simply for that reason. I just don't want to know. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something out. I don't really want to know. I'll go someplace else and test it out. I don't-
Yeah, I wish I had that opportunity of not
Sure, Mike.
knowing.
Yeah.
Well, actually, yeah, you did.
the fart gun, but that was not to
Mhm.
catch ghosts. That was to catch gas.
Farts, yeah.
That's the whole.
Yep.
That's for science.
that
yeah.
was purely scientific in
Yeah.
nature.
Purely
Yeah.
scientific.
Didn't know you're
Yep.
a scientist, did you?
Yeah, well, paranormal investigation is, in a
It
way,
is.
scientific because if you're
Yeah.
going to explore
It's
things that
okay.
are much more difficult to explain, you have to be willing to look at the scientific logic behind how you can try and explain it.
Mm-hmm.
And
We're getting
what's
pretty deep
left.
here, Brandon.
Yeah, we like to do that once in a while.
Going out off the reservation. All that.
Oh,
I like.
I mean, you got to be willing to acknowledge scientific knowledge in the paranormal because
Yeah.
a
course,
lot
yeah.
of it you can explain. It's the
Yep.
1 or 2% that you can't
Yep.
Right.
that makes it that much more worth doing.
Oh yeah.
Right. Yeah. That's exciting.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
That's where it's
really
exciting.
cool.
It's like finding that 1 or 2 things, like getting a class A EVP or something where all of a sudden you get through the radio frequencies something that you know for a fact is not approved by the FAA or
Yeah.
FCC or whatever it is.
Mhm.
FCC.
Yeah.
FCC.
FAA. Yeah. Well, either way.
Flip
Yeah.
a line. FAA.
So,
Yeah.
Whichever.
something you're not going to hear come through the radios, and
Mm-hmm.
it's far too coincidental to be a coincidence.
Yeah.
Like you ask a specific question and you get a very specific response. That's
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
Like,
freaky.
That's harder to explain.
Yeah.
You know,
That's the fun stuff. I mean, that's
that
like you
is
said,
the
the
fun
2%.
stuff,
That's
Yep.
the 2% of stuff where you go, all right, this is
Mhm.
why I'm doing this, you know?
right?
Yeah, and that's what we always tell people is people tend to think it's almost like what you see on TV,
Yeah.
where it's immediate and this happens while you're there. And no, it's a lot of
Mhm.
hours afterwards looking at
Yep.
pictures, listening to recordings, watching
Mhm.
videos,
Oh
and
god, yeah.
and there's nothing, and there's nothing, and then it's like
Boom.
there it is.
And immediately.
And-
Right.
So it's like we're going back
Right.
and forth. So
Yeah.
excited.
And
It's
the stuff that's on TV is them chopping and cutting
Yeah,
all
Yeah.
that gap of time in between.
Yep.
And,
Right.
you
and
know,
they're there
occasionally.
for a week. They're there for a
Mhm.
week.
Yeah.
We're there for a night, and
Yep.
yeah,
And you've got 1 30-minute show out of that whole week.
yeah.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's television. So I get it. I mean,
Right? I mean,
mean,
on a
that would be
rare
fun to be on a
occasion,
show, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I
right?
would-
Rare occasions, you get some of those very active places where
Yeah.
stuff is
Stuff.
always happening, and it's usually somebody's house that, like,
Mhm.
I've seen. I think it was somebody that we got to talk to before where they had stuff going on in their house all the time, and that's why they
Mhm.
bought it.
Mm.
Where, like, their bedroom door would slam or random doors would slam on them
Sure.
for no reason
Like, you're not
whatsoever.
paying rent here. You're not going to slam the door in the middle of the night, okay?
Mhm. But they bought the
Right.
house specifically for this reason. And
That would
Yeah.
be kind of weird being by yourself.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not always, that crazy stuff that happens all the time. Sometimes it's really subtle. It's like if
Oh,
you've got a very, very, very old ghost or a very, very pissed off spirit that's able to gather a lot of energy, you might see something get thrown across the room, but
Yeah.
that might be the only thing you're going to get all night.
Right,
How
right.
about trying the mop, for God's sake? You know,
Can you
you're
clean a
going
little
to
bit?
God, put yourself to work here. Damn it.
Yeah.
You're gonna
Do
live
some
here.
laundry. Jesus.
Honestly, I'm gonna be more freaked out by the mop that's mopping the floor by itself than I am the
door
something
Yeah.
closing the door slowly. I'm gonna be more freaked out by the fact the mop all of a sudden smashed itself in the bucket like there's water in there and then just started swashing across the floor. That's gonna
Yeah.
freak me out.
My floor has been clean for a while.
You know, you go to somewhere and it's an old janitor spirit cleaning the floor. Now that's hard to disprove.
Yeah, that'd be wild. Oh my
That
goodness.
would be wild. Like that would be wild versus
The
a
old creepy
door
janitor.
that's slightly off centered,
yeah.
that the air moves just right and it closes and the hinges are old and rusty so they creak.
Yep.
Like
that's-
that you can kind of explain. Having a mop or some sort of inanimate object do something that it can't do by itself.
It's always
That's
the
what's
janitor
rare.
too. It's always the janitor in these
The dang
places.
janitor.
Why is that?
I'm
They're-
just using that as a reference.
little
Like
girl.
you're not going to find a billionaire, like you're not going to find a rich billionaire from, 2 centuries ago mopping a floor himself.
Well, no.
It's like, that's
But
what you
usually,
paid
usually in
servants
these
for.
places, you always hear about the janitor that's haunting, the boiler room, or you got the little girl,
yes.
or so
Yeah.
Mhm.
it's
The
just kind of
janitor
funny.
who no one liked, he's misshapen and frozen.
Yeah.
They call
Honestly,
him
though,
the-
the maintenance, being in the maintenance side of things and doing that kind of stuff, I can understand a janitor being in the boiler room because that's your little escape place where no one
right.
else can really
smoking a
find you.
joint,
Yep.
break.
I mean,
You know-
it might make sense because then they might be a little more attached to the building itself. They're taking care of it actively. So
Yep. You do have to put a little bit of yourself into taking care of a building, so that makes sense. That's fair.
Yep. Fair.
I'm glad you got your screen back.
Yeah.
We were examining your sheet, your green sheet for signs of I don't know.
No, there's nothing there. It's just a picture off the internet that I set up to be a good green screen, and
It's very
No, it's a
spooky.
great one. You
I know,
inspired us to
I
find.
spent hours digging through the internet going, what's going to be my best background that's
I spent 5 minutes, but
yeah, I haven't been on as many investigations, so I don't have a lot of
Yeah.
really, well, maybe you'll have time to do your own investigations now.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see how that we'll see how that goes. I'm taking a step away for my own personal reasons, and we'll see what happens.
You got to do you,
Yep.
and take care of yourself. So there is that.
Yep. Like we'll see what happens. I'm happy to join as a guest voice, a contributor to other paranormal conversations. I like having them. They're something that I didn't know I was going to have a passion for doing, and it just kind of worked out nicely the way that it did. And I can put a lot into the conversations, and like I'm gonna miss doing that. So if anybody wants to have me on as a guest, I'm happy to be on as a contributor, but I just won't be under the logo above me here.
That right there.
Yep.
Yeah. We're not right in the head. Well, like I was saying before, we are going to have maybe a couple a month, not one every week, because we're very busy ladies. We're very precious, but maybe a couple a month. So maybe we can twist, you boys' arms, come for, and we can talk about anything. We'll have a certain lamp, but we do better when we just
wing it.
Yeah.
Wing it. Yeah.
Just free ball it,
I love it.
Yeah.
I free ball it all the time. So I like that a lot.
More comfortable.
Yeah. Good to know. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we'll both sleep better tonight knowing that, right?
I will.
Yeah.
I love that
Wait.
building. What's that building behind you, Grady?
Oh,
Building?
The building, the brick building that you can't
the
see.
background, the Masonic Lodge.
Oh, that's so that's a former Masonic lodge in a
Ooh.
little itty bitty town in Illinois. So kind of like what what you guys like to do,
Yes.
just a little middle of nowhere kind of town. It had like 100 people in it, and there was a former Masonic lodge there that we investigated last year.
Ooh.
So
Masonic
Very
Lodge,
interesting.
Odd Fellows are supposed to
Yeah.
be very active.
Hmm
it was
It from the footage that I got to see that his brother and co-founder put together of their investigation footage, as far as activity goes, not disappointing. Like,
yeah, it was a very
Active.
intense evening.
mhm.
Really did not like the women in our group. Didn't
Well,
help
was-
that
Masonic,
we had a severe
Dude.
thunderstorm in the middle of the night, so that was fun too. But
come on, that adds to the ambiance.
yeah, it really did.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Masons was a men's only.
Right.
Mhm.
Fellows too.
Yeah, yeah. So that's
Yep.
why they didn't like the women.
What are you doing in here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We had a very, very intense spirit box session where it was basically cussing out the women members of our group. So
Oh, we're used to that.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Grady was very gracious to keep some of that information quiet.
Yeah.
Oh.
Some of it I didn't even repeat just because it was just so, just vulgar,
Vulgar.
and it was like,
Like-
okay, all right. So
Were some of the words they used back then are a lot of the same vulgar words they use now?
yeah, it was a lot of like, FUB kind of stuff, and
Really?
that
They
kind of
used
stuff. Yeah.
FU, that term back in 1800s?
I don't know if it was necessarily a spirit from the 1800s. Maybe it was like the
Oh.
mid 1900s, or I don't
Okay.
know, but yeah, it was interesting. So
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to go down that rabbit hole tonight. See when these cuss words started
yeah,
appearing in the vernacular.
right.
Yeah. hmm
That's
I mean-
part of our repertoire.
I would imagine there's some form of telling somebody off in
Right.
every type of the vernacular. It just,
Now we're out to weasel. Yeah, that's supposed to mean
I
F
think,
you.
I think the F word specifically has been a very useful and colorful word for
Yes.
a long time.
It's a noun, an adjective, it's a verb. It's
Mhm.
everything. It could be anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. I have no doubt that some form of that word may have been used.
So apparently the F word,
Mm-hmm.
according to Wikipedia,
Oh, I love-
the first noted use of it was around the year 1475. So
It's been around for a while.
Someone stepped their toe.
Stepped on a Lego.
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I don't know. I've stepped on Legos as an adult, and holy cow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's painful. Like I will rather walk on the scoria rock before I step on another Lego.
Burning the wall.
Good Lord.
That's
No,
hilarious.
thank you.
Funny story. I've actually walked on scoria rock before, barefoot, because somebody took my shoes and
Oh,
Ooh, that's a
Oh.
story in itself. Praise
yeah.
God.
Oh,
Whoa.
yeah. it was
Whoa.
kid stuff. Like one of my friends thought it would be funny for them to take my shoes and ride off with them and leave me to walk home on the scoria rock gravel roads.
Ow, ow,
Lots
ow,
of
ow,
fun.
ow. In
We
the
just
summer,
I just had like a lightning bolt outside my window. Sorry, that's why I was like, whoa. So sorry.
Oh,
Wow.
geez. Well, apparently you're having stormy weather.
Yeah, Jesus.
it's
cool.
sunny in the 70s today here.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
It's California. It's typical
Yeah.
California weather, sunny and
Right.
70.
Yeah.
I
It
know
was
it
actually pretty
made-
nice here. I mean, it was like mid 50s here, so it was pretty nice. So
Gotta get a
Shut
tan,
up.
man.
It got up to close to 50 today, I think.
Oh
It
God.
was
Is
rainy.
it gray and ooh,
No, it was sunshine.
It was actually very sunny today, so it was pretty nice. So.
That's how why it got up to almost 50 because the sun was
Yeah.
shining.
Yep.
Jeez,
Otherwise, when it's cloudy and gray this time of year,
that's depressing.
that too, but it's also probably doesn't climb much more than like 35.
Look
Yeah.
at it this way: you can use your fart gun better when it's 30 degrees out.
Oh,
There you go. Yeah.
okay.
See?
One reason to take a trip back. Okay,
Yes.
we'll go
Yep.
visit you guys and do an investigation. We'll bring the fart gun. We can test it out.
Deal.
Yes.
I am plenty gassy, so that will work.
I like that. I mean, you could diet. I have to
Yeah.
eat a In-N-Out burger, animal style, and then try it.
Yeah.
I did that before we did the Sprite challenge.
Yes.
No.
A
There
lot
you
of-
go.
Yeah, that
Yep.
was nice.
Mhm.
We're
That's
women. We're very gassy.
Yeah, I missed my opportunity to get an In-N-Out burger. We were coming back from Vegas on New Year's, and
Well,
the place
Brandon,
was packed.
when we go out to investigate with them, we can get
Yes.
In-N-Out burger.
Oh, yeah,
there's one down the
absolutely.
street, yeah.
Yeah, there's
It's
one
just
not
that,
even 5 minutes.
Yep,
Nice.
the time that I had to get it, we didn't have enough specific time because
Oh,
we were coming back from Vegas and strict timelines with the military say you have to be back at formation by a certain amount of time, and
Hmm.
the military.
Yeah.
Oh, are you a member of the
Prior.
military?
not
Prior.
anymore.
Yeah.
Prior. My previous
You're AWOL.
work professional life, we were stationed out in 29 Palms, and
Oh yeah, 29 Palms.
beautiful place.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you like nothing but 120 in an absolute death desert.
You should drive through on the way to Vegas.
No,
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
120.
But yeah, we were running short on time, and it was either we stop in, get In-N-Out burger, and be late and get reprimands, or
Oh yeah.
not be late. And we chose not to be late.
Yes.
Good choice.
So
Probably.
All right.
eventually, I do plan on getting an In-N-Out burger. Eventually.
All right. We need to come out. We need to film it. Your In-N-Out
Yeah.
burger and your order.
Absolutely.
And then we'll do
Yeah.
the Sprite challenge afterwards.
After, yeah.
You'll have to
Love
teach
it.
me the
That's a
secret
party.
menu so I get the good stuff.
Oh yeah, we got you covered. All right. We know people.
Yeah, well, I can tell you do for sure.
Would you
so.
happen to be the people?
We know where the bodies are buried, right back there. And we help bury them.
Oh.
Oh,
Friend, well, you can call in the middle of the night and say, just come on over here with a shovel, ball gag, bag of lime.
Yep.
Like, don't
It's
ask
just like,
questions.
okay.
All right.
On my way.
That's good.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Don't
The only thing that throws me off is the ball gag.
ball
It's-
gag. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
That's for our own personal fun. Let's say don't scream.
I mean, that's kind of the one thing I'm interested in, let's be honest.
Oh, I forgot the handcuffs. Maybe that'll sweeten the pot.
Oh goodness.
You know.
Oh,
Well,
You bring out the
I
best.
think this show has gone off the rails.
Well, I did last time.
Yeah.
That's what we like.
But
Brandon,
just
it
glad-
can't go off
Mhm.
if it was never on to begin with. Come on.
But I'm just glad that we got to be on the episode.
The last.
Yeah, before you
Because-
left, Brandon.
They're like the
Yeah.
last show, the last viewing of MASH, you know,
Yeah.
when they all cried. And, you know, we'll get a little helicopter and you go off.
It is definitely on that same level. I'll say that for sure. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. I enjoyed the MASH show. That was a good show.
I know.
Heck yeah.
Did not get much viewing outside of certain people though, so I don't think it made it to a different generation. I think I'm just an overlap.
you're a lot of things, Brandon.
Well, I learned about cross dressing from Klinger.
Klinger,
so, you
yeah.
know, yeah. You know.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
yep.
Oh, good
Klinger.
times.
He always had the best outfits too.
Oh yeah.
Like where did
You
he
had the
get
best attitude.
the matching handbags and the pump?
Pearls.
Yeah,
and
pearls. Like where did he looks great?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Jackie, you know, Jackie Kennedy, you know, her
Mhm.
little hat, her little pillbox
Yep.
hat. Except
Oh,
he
yeah.
needed to shoot his legs.
Yeah, well,
He was swarthy.
What a show.
That was a good show, though.
Yeah.
Oh, all
Let's get
right.
this one.
Well, now I'm sad.
I know, me too, kind of.
Brought it up. Oh, it was, we had to talk about it.
well, now we got to go.
I know.
Mhm.
We got to go.
We
Well,
do got to
hopefully,
wrap.
we would love to be on any shows you have, Grady and Brandon. Maybe we can get you on another show. And we'd like Grady to be on our show too.
Yeah.
We can
Yeah.
make
I'm absolutely, I'm all about it. So
Mhm.
Yeah, we have fun.
I'm-
Whatever goes.
right.
As-
I am all for
yeah.
being on anybody's shows that would like to have me on there. Like I
Yeah.
said, I'm grateful for everybody that's been on the journey with me. I've had nothing but respect for the Maps team. I just have to walk away for a while and reevaluate some things. And
Yeah.
I
You'll
wish
be back
them-
better. You'll be back
Oh,
better
yeah.
than ever. So
It's
Yeah.
not like I'm not going to see any of them either. I'm still friends with everybody there. It's just I have to walk away from this particular thing for a while and reevaluate some things.
yeah,
Time to regroup.
Yep.
Mhm.
we all got to do that sometimes. So
Mhm.
Well, thank you guys for
We're having us on.
having us on again. It's
Yes.
always fun.
Yeah, we are looking
Yes,
forward to it.
Absolutely. It is
Yes, thanks
always
for
a
being
pleasure.
Please follow us, because we're going to have the Virginia City stuff. We're going to have all sorts of shenanigans.
Yeah,
Awesome.
absolutely.
And
Make sure you
watch the
guys check out
TikToks.
check
Yeah.
out 3C Paranormal. Check out their TikTok videos, wherever they're at, YouTube,
Here.
Facebook.
Yep.
3C. Ask for it by name.
easy,
Yes.
easy enough.
Now that you know what the name means.
Yep. And if you don't know what the name means, message them privately. I'm sure they would be more than happy to share that with you.
Yes.
Now the inbox is going to blow up.
Oh, when is it not?
Oh,
All right.
All
All
right.
right. We will see you guys when we see you. You have a great night.
all righty, you
Yeah.
too.
Yes.
Have a good night, ladies.
Bye.
Mhm.